Yo guys, what's up? It's Bronze League Heroes. It's Liam versus Hawkmeister on Springtime. Let's jump into it. Orc versus Human, sub 1000 MMR. Let's see what they got for us. And you know, if we like one of their builds enough, we may play it ourselves right afterwards. Alright, let's go. Liam as the orange orc in the top left position. It's going to be playing as the orc here. Currently not imbued with a great sense of urgency to start buildings. Was just admiring his 5 peons in the gold mine. It did look nice, I agree. Going with a burrow and a altar, not in that order. On the other side, in the purple, also a little slow with his buildings. Hochmeister, which is German for High Master. I don't... Oh, wow! Okay, alright. Well, that's definitely very different. The Arcane Tower is going to be built so early before even filling his mine. No Archmage barracks here. Where's the next peasant gonna go? It is gonna go to the mine. So this is an extremely fast Arcane Tower. And I just want you guys to think about it. Is it worth cutting into your gold income to make that tower that fast? Note, this tower will take about a minute. A hero production takes a minute. Altars could not possibly be done. And there's walking time. So he made this about a minute too soon. I'm not sure he's thinking that deep about it. I think he's traumatized by being attacked and having his Mountain King start getting disrupted. He just wants to do a little Mountain King mischief. A little Mountain King mischief. Who hasn't been wanting to do that? By the way, I'm not calling Mountain King little. Alright? When I say little Mountain King mischief, I mean it's mischief by a Mountain King and it's a little mischief. Not Mountain King is little. Mountain King can be as big as he wants to. Don't cancel me, please. Short? Alright. Lumber mill. 110 lumber. Could have had more if he delayed his arcane a bit.
Fascinating.
That's it. It's Bronze League again, K-Tax. So what's he gonna do? He has not got the perfect build order, I'm sad to say. Oh my god, improved lumber harvesting rush. Okay. Wow. He's got plans. And he has enough lumber to take up to tier 2 now. Is Hochmeister gonna do it? Not yet. He's currently controlling his Mountain King. Meanwhile, Liam is doing some Farseer Feral Spirit creeping. There's the tech to tier 2. And Liam also has the tech to tier 2. Pretty much dead even at the same time. Mountain King is going straight to the Orcish base. Now, the expectancy is economy deprivement. Peons will go in burrows. But he should not be able to kill anything. Especially if he opens with a bolt. That actually gives the peon enough time to run. As you can see, he needs 2 more hits. Ah! That's why you first do 2 auto attacks, then you stormbolt the worker you want to kill. But maybe, you know, maybe that's something he'll learn from. Still, pretty good lumber deprivation. And keep in mind, every economy damage you do in bronze is greatly exacerbated by their slow APM. Of course, you have slow APM. You have slow APM as well, which is why you just control 1 hero, make some towers, and then go to tier 3 without having to manage any of those finicky units. I think 1 hero harass strats are OP. There, I've said it. In bronze! Now, let's make a prediction. Mountain King, I think, is going to go to the shop. He's going to buy 2 boots of speed and a staff. Or boots, periapt, staff. Just the boots. Okay. Boots wakes up the creeps, take 100 damage, and he stormbolts the Farseer in order to leverage the damage the Farseer would be taking from the creeps. Damn! That was efficient. 100 damage stormbolt with 30% magic resistance does 70 damage. But on top of that 70, I think Farseer took another 50 to 70 damage from the creeps. So that was like a stormbolt level 2. He's gonna buy double regen and clarity, maybe? He does have the money for it. Regen, clarity, and then another. I knew it. Because he thinks that's not going to be enough. Uh-oh. Farseer stocks of teleports into the Arcane Tower to get all of his mana burned. just to do some scorched earth tactics to get a cancel on the Mountain King that had been regenerating. This was, in Liam's mind, that was going to kill the Mountain King. He saw how the Mountain King left with little HP. He thought, if I staff to this, even if it costs me almost everything, I'm going to cancel. Now, that was the tail end of regen, so he probably sacrificed 50 gold of regen on himself to cancel like 20 on Mountain King. Not a good trade, but there you go. Liam. Oh, I love it. Is it going to be Totem? It's Tauren Chieftain. Totem, please. It's Tauren Chieftain tier 3. What else would you do? Orc doesn't have any tier 3 units except... It's going to be a Bestiary. Why would you go tier 3 with Bestiary? It might be Wyverns with Envenomed Spears. Whether it's Wyverns or why did you do that, either way it starts with a Y. Because if this is going to be like a Raider or Kodo, then why tier 3? But there is one other explanation that I can fathomably make. It could be a Kodo Beast, and then the tier 3 is for a Shadow, for like triple hero rush. And then the Kodo is going to get Drums upgrade to give 20% bonus damage to heroes. Doesn't that sound good, at least? Doesn't that sound kind of cool? To do Kodo triple hero. I've done that, something like that before, just heroes and Kodo. But let's see what it's going to be. If it's a bat, that would just blow my mind. So Hochmeister is going to go for double Arcane Sanctum and the Blacksmith. So Priest Breaker probably, which is pretty cool. This is a anti-magic approach. The Priest will out-heal a bit the Shockwave Chain Lightning, and the Breakers are magic immune. Why do I think it's Breakers? Well, Blacksmith, not much good to make rifles if you don't have a barracks. And while Breakers only have as a prerequisite tier 2 Sanctum and Arcane Vault, the Blacksmith cannot upgrade Priests and Sorceresses, so I'm assuming it's going to be Breakers. But you never know in Bronze League heroes. So it is going to be Raiders, but also Tauren Totem. That's a build I haven't seen yet in Bronze. Pretty cool. I've long had fantasies of combining Raiders and Taurens. You see, a lot of people say Taurens are too slow and cannot close the gap. But you don't need to close the gap as much when Raiders ensnare the enemy. So, in essence, in theory, it seems to make a lot of sense. If you combine Raiders and Taurens, you could, in fact, just like your grandma always said, do anything. The Raiders will ensnare any Griffins or Hogs to the ground, which can then also be attacked by Taurens and pulverized. Additionally, Sorceresses, Priests, Rifles can't run away because of the Raiders, and now the Taurens can close the gap, and again, you guessed it, pulverize. So I like it. But this could just be walkers for all I know. I mean, it's Bronze. We'll see how it goes, you know. This should be a Tauren right now, but is it going to be? And I'm excited to see some of the new tech coming out. You know, the patch improved Tauren movement speed by 20, going from 270 to 290, which is like a movement increase of what, 7% or so? Is it about 7%?
A player's forces are under attack.
It's a good movement speed increase, 20 extra. Mountain King, Breakers, and Sorceress is doing some creeping. We see Hochmeister has gone for an armor upgrade on a single Breaker, but he's got more coming in. He's got number 2 already finished and 3. Breaker, if you're thinking of getting Breaker upgrades, definitely get armor before attack. Breakers have an average damage of 14 and they attack once every 2 seconds, so that gives them a DPS of 7. If you improve upon a DPS of 7 with an attack upgrade, which gives 12.5% bonus attack upgrade, your DPS goes to about 8. So you get 1 extra damage per second per Breaker. Not very good, is it? But the armor upgrade straight up helps so much more. Nice War Stomp, Raider Speed Scroll attack on the Mountain King is forced to TP out. Essentially, the human has the superior army, I would say. But the Orc, therefore, focus not on the army and on trades, but on the weakest part, which is the Mountain King. Hochmeister has gone to tier 3. Pretty good money spending, I must say, by both players. Going to tier 3 and getting Sorceress and Priest upgrade. I'm getting really excited here because it might be that Hochmeister will attempt to get... Oh my god, it is a walker. Then why did you go tier 3? Nothing you have needs tier 3. Anyway, so he might go for polymorph on sorceresses. Oh my god! TP and double invulnerability potion on Farseer, but he still dies. It's the positioning partially, you see. It's a positioning issue, and it's a didn't click a button issue. Literally the most protected Farseer in the history of the world. And he died anyway. Alright? This is the president that has been warned not to go to a nightclub tonight because they've had word of a possible hit. He's also got 8 guards with him because he ignored the warning and went anyway. Then someone said, "Get down, Mr. President." And he ignored it because he was busy chatting up someone. That's this Farseer, and he's not remaking it because he forgot to make a burrow, and he's currently tying up the 5 supply that should have gone to Taurens minutes ago. Ah, he cancelled it. There it is. He rebought it from the tavern. He has triple invulnerability potion. He really needs to be aware of using that in the next fight. I'm so sad. We finally got to see a Tauren, and he literally cancels it to rebuy the Farseer. Why would you rebuy Farseer from the tavern if you're going to creep without him? Because the reason to rebuy him is to quickly creep with him. You do this for valuable heroes that don't want to fall behind on creeping. But if you're just gonna heal him up with money, then why spend extra money to buy him quickly and then creeping without him? What I've learned is that bronze players are extremely impatient, very impulsive. Right? So if they want a building, they mass power build it with peasants. Not to use it, but I just want that building finished. And if they want a hero, they tavern rebuy it. But this is very expensive. Oftentimes you can just get away with rebuying it from the altar. Very cool army though. I think Liam's army is super cool. He has master walkers, even though he has no mana right now on the walker, so it's going to take him ages to ever cast revive. And then it's going to go for Taurens. No Warmill upgrades just yet, but does have a Kodo without the drums upgrade. But finally, Liam has justified the tier 3's existence by getting the Walker upgrade. Albeit only being on 1 unit. Walker now has 600 mana, 620 health because of the upgrade. This is so far the only use he got out of tier 3 that finished 5 minutes ago. As for Hochmeister, he's added a barracks. Now has got a knight in his army. And he's researched Inner Fire upgrade, which will almost finish. But very sadly, no polymorph upgrade. There's also a workshop, which is actually a fantastic addition. Especially with fragmentation shards. If he starts adding mortars are amazing against Kodos, walkers. And with the upgrade, they even do very good damage against raiders. It improves their splash damage and damage against medium armor units, which is what raiders are. And best of all, if a Tauren explodes by a mortar shell, there will not be a corpse. So you can't revive it. It's actually a kind of a secret counter to Tauren Walker revive strats. So Liam is going for an expansion, which I like quite a lot. These generally go undetected. But when you have a lot of gold, make sure to create a burrow oversupply capacity so that you can go over 50 if you like at some time. He just sold the potion of lesser invulnerability. Even though he bought it before. Then he sold the staff, which is fine. I guess he figured he's already got one on TC, and he had 2 on the Farseer. I don't know why he bought 2, but he decided to sell it. And why would you sell it if you leave the shop without a full inventory? Then you could have just kept it. It's not like he needs the gold either, because he's got 1,000 in the bank. That was just like a spiteful sell in order to punish himself for not using it earlier. He's like, if I'm not going to use it, I don't deserve to have it. Boom. It's very hard to understand. Meanwhile, you got creepjacked. Left the highest value item on the map for quite some time. And then he got surprised. It's not really a creepjack, is it? Oh yes! Sorcerer's Master Training! He's got polymorph. Cool. Cool. So there's been some speculation if Sorcerer's Polymorph in the new patch is OP and broken. I can't believe, by the way, that I, as a seasoned content creator, did not yet show off the live version of Polymorph. I did it during the PTR, but the one game where I tried to show it off, I got rushed by a Firelord elf, and I was forced to play simple Rifle Priest. And it's from Bronze League Heroes that we actually get to see Polymorph, most likely, because he still has to press the button. It's not autocast like Heal and Innerfire and slow. But yeah, Polymorph can now be used on heroes. So if you're very good, you can see the TC jump up to do War Stomp, and then you can interrupt him halfway. This is already possible with Stormbolt. No, the Breaker doesn't have enough armor upgrades. Oh, he does. He actually survived because of the armor upgrade. 5 HP. But yeah, you can interrupt. Why is he struggling with picking up these high value items? You know you can take items on Blood Mage, right? Oh my god, he's not taking it again. Please don't TP out and leave it there again. Hochmeister, come on. Very strong army though. The Tauren was on move command. The Tauren wasn't doing anything. Okay, look guys, this is what a slowed Tauren does. Nothing. The item though? Legion Doomhorn, the single best item you can find? No? You pick up everything else, including claws and talisman, but you leave all the best items? Wow. I wonder if the orc saw it when he TP'd out. Liam, by the way, has an expansion, but already doesn't have enough APM to spend it. With 1300 gold in the bank, he starts double Wyvern, but for some reason not double Tauren, which would be so good. This army by Hochmeister is pretty strong, but it's simply the result of him clicking buttons. Buttons that Liam could be making as well. Now, I don't need to explain to you guys how bad of an idea it is to re-engage into a fight that you just TP'd out of without training units. So your army is still small. It didn't get any bigger, but you feel compelled to defend an expansion that will start giving you resources that you're already not spending. So why take this fight? But he's getting some kills in. Not all Taurens have been slowed. No Polymorph yet. He may have just gotten Master Training on Sorceresses for the stats. TC gets an invul, which is pretty neat because he passed it over from the Farseer. So that's a pretty difficult maneuver. This Breaker, the Knights. Yo, this was actually a successful defense. Kodo Beast didn't eat anything. But I think it's really cool. This is not an easy maneuver to do, to give invulnerability to TC as he needs it with the Farseer. And he saved both the Burrow and the Great Hole, though there's some complicity from Hochmeister not clicking the Burrow with 1 HP. He's decided to go for a counter expansion. This is very expensive when you're already over 50 pop. He's gonna do it anyway. This Idle Knight is actually blocking the Blood Mage a bit, but not enough. We have a Staff of Sanctuary, which is doing some night healing. Workshop exists, but he has not done anything except... Actually, yeah, he's got the 3 flying machines. Though I don't think those were in the fight, were they? Or were they? I didn't see it. They should have shredded the Wyvern. So is he making Taurens? Yes. Liam is producing. Not as much as he should, but more than he could. Oh, he used the invul that's not needed. He just got Stormbolted. You can just run until the next Stormbolt cooldown comes out. Really didn't need to use that, but overabundance of safety, I suppose. It does mean there's no invul on the Mountain King. Blood Mage has it.
Okie dokie. Thank you.
It looks like not only flying machines, opponents came from behind, but they stayed behind. What I think, Hochmeister doesn't control group his flyings, so he kind of sends them roughly where he is, but he's inaccurate and inattentive to them. He's forgetting his flying machines like I forget my Elden Ring questlines. I can't blame him for it. You see, the flying is on move command on Mountain King because he doesn't have a control group to spare for them. Either everything is in group 1 and he can only control armies of 12, or he's got 2 groups and doesn't like grouping air with ground, which by the way is cursed, I agree. Nice Chain Lightning, going in for the War Stomp. There's a huge War Stomp opportunity, that's great. He's moving his walkers straight into breakers. Oh, Hochmeister is desperately focusing TC, but it's gonna work out. Oh, heal wave! And he's running it away! With boots and ring, he survived! Oh, Flame Strike getting some wolf damage. I really couldn't have predicted this. I thought that Hochmeister had it all. But now it's not looking that good for him. The Chain Lightning is just wrecking him. He's never used Inner Fire from so far as I could tell. And he's never used Polymorph, which I'm sure of. Oh, wow. Blood Mage goes down. Knight goes down as well. Looks like Taurens are doing pretty good. Kodo now has the second attack upgrade. So every single hero and unit on Liam's side has 20% bonus damage. Boom! Shakalaka! Chain Lightning. Yo, Liam rallied in a big way. Still has a lot of unused resources, but his early expansion decision paid off, alongside with his pretty high technology army. This is not an easy army to control. As you notice, the army isn't spirit linked right now. Right, there's a lot of different moving pieces, but his Torrent Chieftain control was just good enough. And I really like his emphasis on buying lesser invulnerability potions. He recognized Mountain killing power on his hero could be pretty damn scary. So he didn't always use them well, but he bought many of them, and it was enough. It was well enough. Now he feels blood in the water, kills the Blood Mage again. That's gotta be it. Huge army here. That heat wave marks the deal for sure. Really nice job. What a cool army. Taurens, Walkers, and Wyverns. Even eating a Knight with the Kodo and sending it away. Not bad at all by Liam. Bronze has come a long way. I think today's bronze, probably 2004's gold. I don't want to exaggerate. I'm not going to say he would have won a World Cyber Games, but I do think level keeps going up. Pretty impressive. Damn, GG. Well played by Liam. Very nice. Very, very nice. Triple hero control is hard enough as it is, and he used most of his abilities. Hochmeister had a pretty cool idea as well. A bit of a unique strategy, but needs to work on his item picking up. Which is what Twitch chat tells me every day. Except I generally forget tomes. And Hochmeister forgot the 2 level 6 permanent items. Unholy Aura and Hood of Cunning. Damn. Well played, Liam. GG.